I worked at it for years. I mean, trying to get myself good enough, and then I got a job working on X-Men. My first job out the gate as an X-Men gig.
These are just some of the comic book scene around the world with artwork that comes from right here in the GTA. Comic illustrator Ken Lashley grew up in Mississauga, and as a kid, he only wanted to work for one company, Marvel Comics. Well, he ended up doing just that, becoming a household name among comic book fans everywhere.
When I went to the store that I used to buy my comics book as a kid, there's a Becker's around the corner from my house. Becker's, old school Becker's. And I walked in there one time, and my artwork was in the shelf. It was surreal.
His work is now seen in both Marvel and DC comic books. He's drawn for Lucasfilms, and his art and initials are even on the packaging of Hasbro toys. 20 years of work began when Lashley's mom bought him his very first comic book, Black Panther. Decades later, it came full circle.
I got the call, would you like to draw Black Panther? I said, oh, heck yeah. So I got this job, and it was called The Deadliest Species. And Deadliest Species was about Black Panther, couldn't be Black Panther anymore. Something had happened, and he passed the mantle on to his sister, would happen to be Shuri. So I get to design Shuri's first costume as Black Panther. To see a character that you had designed or had a hand in creating on the screen, it was super emotional for me. And everyone else is like, wow, woo, that's crazy. And I'm in there in tears watching Black Panther movie. It was a surreal experience.
But even with his talent being used in work that reflected the black community, Lashley has many examples of when black artists aren't always reflected in the industry, including one time when Lashley gave permission for his artwork to be used on the cover of a major comic magazine.
This is your art. Because this is my artwork. And they decided to put a hand that doesn't represent who I am on the cover as drawing your work. And because it's an international magazine, you can't unprint it. It's just for everyone to see.
While the magazine apologized for the error, Lashley acknowledges the road for artists of color is often a longer one, but says the industry has come a long way.
It's an amazing thing to see how far it can come. I remember when they first said they were going to make Black Panther movie, I thought, come on now. Are you really going to make a Black Panther movie? Are they really going to do it? And then you see it, and it's amazing. And now to be recognized, it's a whole new day for creatives of color.
Lashley says that because he started in the business at a time when people of color weren't really represented, he wants to make it his mission to ensure everyone is represented before he stops illustrating. And based on his success, that likely won't be anytime soon. At the Silver Snail, Tammy Sutherland, City News.